On October the 27th at 8:30pm at the Leicester City King Power Stadium, the club owner's helicopter crashed into the stadium car park following a match between Leicester and West Ham United. Following the tragic incident, it has been confirmed that the people aboard the helicopter, Vichai Srivaddhanaprabha, two of his staff, the pilot and the pilot's wife, have unfortunately lost their lives. The Leicester City squad and the club owner's family have since visited the ground to pay tribute to those who died. Since the incident, hundreds of flowers and Leicester City merchandise has been laid to honour their lives. DMU have paid their respects with a minute's silence in the Hawthorne Square. Many students attended along with the Vice-Chancellor Dominic Shellard.
I'm here with the Vice-Chancellor at Montfort. Dominic Shellard has just led an emotional tribute to the life of Vichai, along with a minute's silence and a minute's applause. So how well did you know Vichai and what has he done for this university?
So, as I said in my speech, I didn't know him personally. He was a very private man, but I met him on a number of occasions through kind of university engagements, and when I used to go out to Bangkok to negotiate the setting up of our Southeast Asia office, which he was instrumental in creating for us. I think what's emerged over the last couple of days is the degree to which he was very private, but he did so much good deeds and so many good contributions to our local community behind the scenes, and that's one of the reasons why I think people are just so profoundly moved by this terrible tragedy.
So speaking to people over the last couple of days, he's going to be forever known as someone who put Leicester back on the map. How important do you think his footballing achievements are to the pride of Leicester and to the people here in front of us?
Oh, absolutely immense. I mean, Leicester City at the beginning of 2015-16 season were 5,000 to 1 outsiders. I mean, it was the ultimate sporting fairy tale. It will never happen again. A team will never be able to win the Premier League like that. And one of the things I used to talk to him about was the fact that he came to Leicester at the same time that I did in 2010, and there's been a kind of, a sort of paralleling of developments at the university and Leicester City, which we used to comment on. And I think his contribution in a sporting sense, I can't see it being surpassed.
So he's known for his great acts of generosity. What do you think are his most important ones to the city of Leicester?
Well, there's numerous ones, aren't there? He's given 2 separate donations of £1 million to the local hospital. I love the kind of, the sort of small gestures as well, which are a sign of a very big man. When he was 60 years old, he announced there was going to be 60 free season tickets for Leicester City. We know from personal experience that he donates a huge amount of money in Bangkok and Thailand to worthy causes, particularly to schools. He's very passionate about education. And we've actually now got 2 DME Global trips that go out to schools for children who come from very deprived backgrounds in Bangkok, and they work and engage with them. And I'm certain that gave him as much pleasure to know that those small acts of generosity were being acted upon as probably the bigger donations as well. He was an unbelievably generous man.
And what lessons do you think we should all take into our lives from the life of this great man?
Well, it's really interesting, isn't it? Because in one sense, he was unbelievably successful. He's the 4th richest man in Thailand. I don't know how much he's worth, but a huge amount of money. But he had a real commitment to the public good. He had a particular conviction it was important to give things back, particularly to people who are less fortunate than yourselves. And I think he's inspired people. I think people have really learned so much more about him in the last 2 or 3 days than they ever knew when he was actually around. And in that sense, that's a bit of a message as well, isn't it? To celebrate life and to celebrate people being around. And I think that's one of the reasons why so many staff and students are so distressed about this, because this quite magnificent man has been taken so brutally away from us. And also, we mustn't forget the 4 other victims as well. There were those 2 heroic pilots who clearly battled at the last minute to prevent the helicopter from crashing into the crowd. 2 of Kun Vichai's most trusted aides are on the plane as well, and it's an immense tragedy.
It is. Thank you very much, Dominic.
The student radio station Demon FM have also held a minute's silence. Additionally, Leicester City Stadium welcomed the club public to pay their respects. The doors were open from 8 a.m. on the 30th of October, where a book of condolences was made available for fans to write in. The book will be shared with the Srivaddhanaprabha family. There will be an online condolence book made available on lcfc.com for fans unable to get to the stadium. All upcoming games are currently being postponed, including the game on Tuesday against Southampton in the EFL Cup and the development squad fixture in Feyenoord in the Premier League International Cup.